He's the Emmy Award-winning talk show host and New York Times best-selling author who's ready to climb even higher. He's an inspiration to all. Montel Williams joins us live. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. It's great to have you. It's great to have you. Now, in addition to all this, you're a naval intelligence officer?
Well, former special duty intelligence officer.
So, I mean, do you have, like, even with your kids, are you really strict as a parent when it comes to, like, you know, make your bed, you know, do your laundry, wash your underwear, all that stuff?
Well, you know, when I transitioned from the military into the entertainment world, I realized that there was a couple things that I had forgotten. One of those was to say please, because I was so used to barking orders. So I think I'm kind of a softie of a dad. I'm a pretty cool dad. I take my kids snowboarding.
Yeah, that's
but,
cool.
you know, you have to do certain things to get certain things.
Exactly.
So it's good.
Now, your show, I mean, you're known to be an inspiration to so many people, all of your viewers, but then having a personal crisis such as what you're going through, was it hard? Tell us about that and how difficult or not difficult it was for you to inspire yourself.
Well, you know, part of the issue has gone down. When I was first diagnosed, you know, I was reluctant about coming forward. As a matter of fact, I didn't want to, but due to kind of like, not the threat, but the impending release of some information by a tabloid, I decided to come forward. Well, now, 4 years ago, having done so, that's kind of made me the, you know, unofficial face for MS in America. And over the last couple of years, everywhere I go, every day, I'm stopped in restaurants, in bathrooms, in airports, and people walk up to me and say, my mother, my brother, my sister, my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, my friend all have MS. Montel, what do you do? And that's what really convinced me to write this book.
Exactly.
And that's what also keeps me going. I mean, I decided to write the book, Climbing Higher, because so many of us who are suffering with illnesses like this, you know, our society looks at illness in one way and one way only, as if it's weakness. Well, I may be ill, I'm not weak. But there are things that I'm dealing with that we need to find strength in. And I'm hoping that by my sharing my story, I can help other people.
I mean, also sharing the story, I mean, you tell a lot of, like, personal anecdotes about, you know, thinking, contemplating suicide, things like that. What was going through your mind when you first started having those thoughts? I mean, how did you prevent yourself from actually doing it?
I think one of the things that I didn't know, and something that's coming out now, doctors are starting, as they start to identify the fact that you have MS, they're also telling you some of the symptoms that you need to look out for. And some of those things with this disease are depression. We do go through bouts of depression because chemical things are going on in our brains and we can't stop it. Some of the medication that we take causes depression. So during a period of time when I was really at a low, you know, I contemplated and made a couple of suicide attempts. Now, I can't, you know, it's a terrible thing to go through, but I know there are a lot of other people who have attempted to do this too at home, and they're sitting there in silence and they're afraid to say it to a loved one. And this is what this book is about, is to help people who are caregivers to those who are ill and people who are ill understand how to bridge that gap and talk and start talking about the truth.
And to talk about that it's normal to actually have those thoughts.
Absolutely.
How, I mean, what is it that prevented you from doing it and actually pulling through and getting over that hump?
I will tell you, here in the streets of New York City at Columbus Circle, my children picked me up off the ground and they weren't there. But it was the fact that I knew by my attempting to do something like that what I would leave to them, and I could not possibly do that. And that's what's helped me keep going now. And the book is really very, very powerful. I think it talks about a lot of the issues that not only people suffering from MS, but people suffering from illness and those people who love people with illness. And I've kind of like filleted myself to see if I can spark some communication across the country, and I'm hoping it does it. And the book is Climbing Higher. It's in the bookstore today.
Great. Thank you so much for coming in. And I mean, you look awesome. You look great. Climbing Higher is now available in stores, and the special episode of the Montel Williams Show about his book airs on the 13th of this month.
I'm doing a book signing right here in New York City, in Manhattan, today. Make sure you get out.
Where?
Yeah, I'll have to do this.
We'll put it on the
Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble, put it on the website.
Borders. We'll
put it on the website and our hotline. All right. And coming up tomorrow is a comedian who's not afraid to tell it like it is. Robert Schimmel joins us live. Funny dude.
Funny dude?
Yes.
Montel, so inspiring. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
Sam.